Hello, Aries. Welcome to Ula Tea Leaf Readings. My name is Lenor, and tonight I'm going to be reading your tea leaves. All right, so tonight we have the Ace of Discs. As a Virgo, I am all about the earth cards, right? And we know that the discs or the pentacles, the pantacles, the coins, whatever, these are earth related, right? The element. And so, it seems like Aries, we have maybe money, resources, getting our household in order. This actually makes sense to me because I pulled two Four of Discs earlier in my own personal reading. And I was like, okay, so we are all very home-minded right now, maybe going through the spring cleaning, the autumn cleaning, getting things organized, switched out for the new season that is coming up very quickly. If you're somebody like myself, I've been out gardening, getting the flowers on the porch and cleaning the stuff up. So it makes sense that this is a time where a lot of us are thinking about our material world lives and getting that in order, right? And not only that, I don't know if you're maybe a very rare special case, but a lot of us are, thinking about our financial futures. The world is it's unlike it's ever been, right? And that's always true. And it's a bold statement, but there are no assurances, so it doesn't surprise me to see that a lot of people are thinking about finances and things like that. Okay, let's go ahead. We're going to spin this thing. We're going to take a look and see what the tea leaves want to add. Ooh, just scraping the bowl there. All right. So I want to say thank you so much for deciding to click on this reading and check out this tea leaf magic. It's not so much magic as divination, but it does feel magical to me. So we'll keep with the magic. So right here we have a person standing. You can see the head right here with the nose, and here's the top of the body going down into the lower legs here. Now we have a hand out this way and we have a hand kind of hanging here, and right above the head we have the snail. You can even see the little antennae right here. Okay. We also have, it looks like a large bird flying. It reminds me of kind of like an Asiatic scroll painting, probably maybe like Chinese. I love I don't know what the genre is exactly, but they are kind of like gold backgrounds with the beautifully kind of delicate flowers painted over, and lots of like teals and greens, and one of my favorite motifs, I guess, And so I'm looking at this as probably something like a heron or a stork or maybe a crane, something very elegant and moving. Now, usually we would consider this as a symbol of a contemplative state, but if you look at this, you can see the wing is kind of up, so we know it's in movement. Now, I live next to a lake, and the lake has a lot of tall grass around it, so we get a lot of big birds basically that like to nest over here, egrets and the heron and cranes and so on and so forth. And when they are going to take off, it is so loud. You can hear the flapping of the wings, and coming closer and closer and finally taking off. And so to me, reading this, looking at this, it feels like things have almost like it's just like, I don't know how to like make it go faster, quicker. I need more results now, you know, that kind of feeling. Maybe being a little impatient, excited, you know, just, you know, it's like anything. I've been on a health journey this year, and a lot of that has been, well, intentional movement and kind of changing, resorting some of my eating habits and so on. Well, of course, I want to see results every day, right? Every single day I want like, oh yeah, here we go, you know, it's all happening. It's all happening. But if you have ever been somebody who's trying to build muscle, or maybe, you know, change parts of your body, or, you know, mold them, or whatever it is, right? There are a lot of different reasons that people might go on a path of, you know, considered wellness, right? And if you can't get through those plateaus and those, you know, those days and weeks where things just feel, you're not into it. I'm not into it, but I still show up. I am still here. I'm going to work out every day. I don't want to all the time, but, you know, and that's the promise I made to myself. That's the devotion. So I feel like here, it's almost kind of a similar feeling. Now, I'm not saying this is the same thing. I like to use examples so we can get to that real potent feeling, because it's relatable for most of us, right? So I feel like there's just an impatience. Now, this isn't necessarily in your rational mind, but yeah, you want things to get going. You want this business to take off. You want to start seeing results. You want to start feeling better immediately, you know, but you also know it's going to take some work. And that's what this beautiful, elegant bird is all about. It is one that is powerful. It's almost like you wouldn't even consider this to be a strong animal, because they're kind of, you know, tall and slender, and they look kind of dainty and, you know, fragile. But when you hear them flying, when you see them, the power that they have, you know, you realize I'm mistaken. And maybe my concept of what is strong and powerful, that might be a little too narrow, right? So I feel like you got that elegance going. Of course you do. You're an Aries. But you also are so powerful that you are going to, once you really take off and you get up there and you catch that air, it's going to be like you're cruising, like you found that, you know, that wind channel and just going. Now, the number 6 seems really important. The other thing that I keep looking at, but it's upside down, is KIS, okay? And maybe an S over here. I feel like part of the story that we have going on here too is one where, well, let's just be real. It feels like, yeah, you maybe have some kind of, I don't know, thing going on, right? A flirtation, a little crush, the beginning of a relationship, the rekindling of a relationship. And I feel like we just talked about this not that long ago. But I feel like, yes, it's getting more and more intense, okay? We also have, it looks like, if this makes sense to anybody, the repeating letters E, P, E, and E, E, P. So I don't know. I was going to say, if you resort those, maybe they spell something. Eep, right? I don't know. I don't know. Maybe these are, they are. I'm sorry. I'm ridiculous. I've been outside in the sun and I'm going to blame it on that. I'm just in a giggly mood. Yes, maybe their initials. Okay, we're going to move on from that. Sometimes spirit likes to be a little silly, I think. Okay, so we also have the number 6802. 6802. And something about like golfing. Mini golfing. We have a little golf course. We have a person over here. We have the Sphinx. So kind of almost like I feel like you are going on, and this might be a date, maybe it's like a family outing or something. It, to some degree, feels a bit like a gauntlet of a thing. Like there's a lot to kind of find your way through, unscathed. But also, there's a lot of like need for mental being present. Being able to problem solve, mental gymnastics, as I call them with my daughter. When you have a toddler, I guess she's now almost a kindergartner. These kids that are very young and very smart, it's like you're solving riddles all day long. They have so many questions. They have so many things they want. So many things they don't want, and you're trying to navigate what you want them to do, what you want them to have, experience, eat, whatever. And they have another idea, and then the two kind of meet and you have to figure it out. And that's what I'm feeling here. There seems to be a lot of needing to kind of untangle some kind of almost communication knot, if that makes sense. But I do feel like it leads to a time where you're feeling really a lot lighter, happier. I don't know, like a sense of being very entertained by life. Does that make sense? Like you're laughing a lot. You're having fun. Like, I feel like you're returning to yourself, right? After this long winter, maybe you're in the southern hemisphere and it was a long summer, it was super hot, you just were feeling out of sorts, and now it's cooled down and you're starting to, be able to breathe again and take it a little slower and kind of come into that middle place. All right, now I want to look over here. We have a large fish. So something about money. We also have the number 50, I guess it's 512. So we're going to go 512. We have the skull and crossbones right in the center. So we do have the death card energy here. We have music and a high heel. So an ending of sorts. Sad. It feels like it is. It's a sad thing. I feel like this has been about 2 years ago. And maybe the person is about... I don't know, 72 or 92. I'm looking over here too. Here we have 72. And then we have 92 over here. So I don't know, one or the other. You can see the 9. Oh, maybe you can't see it on here. I'm trying to. We have the. Where are you? The 9 and the 2. Okay. We also have the letter P in the middle. So I almost wonder if it's kind of like somebody left you some money or something. They left you something. But I think the thing here is almost kind of like you had this really fun grandma or great grandma or auntie, or maybe it was a friend from work or something. And, they taught you about a part of life that you otherwise wouldn't have known about, really. You know, it's like that whole cliche of, you know, the fun auntie that like comes around once in a while. And when she does come to town, you know, it's chaos a bit. She has all kinds of stuff going on that your parents usually would never be exposed to, you know. So I feel like, yeah, you learn to live a little bit more deeply from this person. And I feel like there must be something coming up, an anniversary or a birthday or something, and it's making you think about them. And I do. I think, and they're with you, of course. Why wouldn't they be? You're a lovely, lovely person, Aries. But it is true. I imagine, you know, oftentimes, number 2 for our first lucky number, oftentimes when I sense somebody who has a lot of people around them, it's not somebody necessarily who struggles a lot. It's somebody who takes living seriously, not like they're a serious person, but they take it seriously because they know it is such a fleeting thing. It is a privilege. It is an honor. It is a miracle to be alive, even when it is awful, you know. And oftentimes, yeah, life is, we get in those places where it is awful. But somebody who continues to live even through the failures and the losses and, you know, so all these things going on, the anxieties and health and all this, they often are populated with intelligences around them because they like to be around somebody who is really living, you know. All right, so we have the number 80 as our third lucky number, and we're going to finish with our Indigo Sage affirmation cards. Okay, and we'll just stop right where it feels right, and it's a little incense burner. We have 33, it says sacred smoke, cleansing with amazing strength and fluidity. Your love is an interpenetrating. I always mess this word up. Interpenetrating power. Every time I mess it up, I'm sorry. I just have the giggles today. I'm having a good day. I got some of my plants planted, and I got to put up a fence and get the tomatoes and cucumbers in, and I love being in the sun in the morning. I got some sun this morning and drank my coffee outside, and it's just been, it's been beautiful. And also, it is my first husband who passed away when we were young. I was 28, he was 36, and he had a heart condition. He passed away in his sleep out of nowhere. It was a really obviously life-changing experience for me, but it was just, I don't know, it's one of those things in life that it's hard to fathom, that you have been through something like this, and it's his birthday, and you know what, I was young when I was with him, and he was such a special person, a fantastic, somewhat well-known artist in the cities that we lived in, and just a great person, and I feel like I just want to talk about him sometimes and bring him up because I feel like it's my duty to carry him with me, if you've ever lost somebody that was young around you, and unfortunately a lot of us have, because of various social epidemics and well, I'm just gonna say it, the opiate epidemic is the thing that's really taken a lot of people in my life, but not my first husband. The heart thing was his thing, but yeah, it's his birthday. So I'm laughing. You know what? Instead of crying, I'm laughing today. I'm not taking anything too seriously. All right. So anyways, yes. I love you. If you want to like, subscribe, or leave a comment, I'd love to hear from you. Other than that, we're going to talk in a few days. Aries, I love you, I love you, I love you. I'll talk to you later. Good night.